That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex
Corrupt
and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi, I'm Tuliswa. I'm studying entrepreneurship. I'm 21 years old.
Hi, my name is Ayanda Mtegedi. I'm 22 years old. I'm a second year student at CPUT.
My name is Tunya Ramgam. I'm a second year student.
My name is Bongiseni Nondalana. I'm studying at CPUT.
Hi, my name is Iviola Mani. I'm 20. I'm studying education. I'm a first year student at CPUT.
My name is Yamtana Silo. I'm studying education and I'm 22 years old.
My name is Zinzi Boy. I'm 21 years old. I'm studying at CPUT. I'm doing our first year. We are prepared to die for what we want because we're also doing it for our kids. I've got 2 kids, so I'm also fighting for them.
Why are we still fighting for education in 2015? Why are we honestly fighting for education?
Isn't it down to become like something that we want to become the future leaders? They didn't want us to be there.
I think this is all about oppressing people that want to fulfill their dreams and potentials. Because I don't know how to put it, but it feels like it's not nice now that most of the black children are graduating and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, there comes the increment. Like, I think, I don't want to say it's jealousy, but I think Blade Zimande, he's arrogant. He just doesn't understand the background, because before he was who he is today, he didn't study with like a lot of money and stuff like that. So why in 2015 we have to pay 7,000 for registration? Come on, so double the price. He says it's 10%, but no, the last time I added up, 3,000 plus 3,000 was 100%. It's not 10%. There's no 10% there. So I don't know how we calculate stuff.
They're expecting us to pay the fees, but they're also expecting us to study further. How can they expect us to pay even more than we can pay even now?
With school being already expensive, the things we have to buy for our assignments as well are just as expensive.
For us as like foundation phase students, it's like more expensive. You have to paint this because the kids have to use it, and then you have to laminate this, and then you have to do this. And it's like, it's even more pressure because they not like give you assignments like one at a time. They all give you like 4 or 5 assignments where you have to like buy and get things. Because even if you like go to a second-hand shop to get your stuff from, it's still expensive from the money that you have to use. Like, because even if your parents send you like 1,000 for groceries, you'll end up buying the groceries, and the next week you'll be asking for 200 rand to buy some supplies, and then the next week like 100 rand to buy something else, and then the other week it's like 150 for something else.
So I feel like it does affect our parents as well, because sometimes you have to call your parents now, like, Mom, I need this because tomorrow I need to submit this and I need that. So it does actually affect our parents a lot.
I really think what the government is doing is unfair, because like many people like they are turning down children that are poor, because of many children that are poor who don't afford to pay these fees. Like, they are turning off the growth of the economy, because of most of children that are smart and intelligent would sit at homes because of this fee, because they cannot afford it.
At the beginning of the year, if you would like go to campus and see how many students are standing outside trying to make it in for the next year, and how many are struggling, and how many are going back for the 3rd, 4th, and 1st time trying to be there, you would like understand that it's already impossible paying what we are supposed to pay now. And if they're increasing that, how are we supposed to pay the new amount that they came up with? It's already so expensive, and it's even more expensive now.
Sometimes we come from broken families, like parents are divorced, and now it's a matter of that parent has to pay this, and this parent has to pay half of this one, and then there are 10 other siblings as well that need school, like their fees to be paid as well.
Some of us do have like both parents living in the same house, making the money, but they still have to look out for their brothers and sisters' children. For instance, my parents, that my cousins lost both their parents, and so my mother's sister had 4 kids. So now my mother has to look like after the other 4 kids, and we are 3, and like we are 4 children, but I'm excluding the one because he's already married and it doesn't depend on my mother. We're like 3 depending on her and the 4 of her sister. So now there's like 4 children depending on my mother and father.
At some point, it feels like we are buying education, whereas we all know that education was supposed to be free. Education shouldn't be like expensive, because it is expensive, and at some point our parents will go to the loan sharks. For instance, my mom is a domestic worker. Where must she get that money? At some point, I think that like we're buying education in South Africa, whereas we see like stuff like Nkandla. If we would like unbuild a house, like one house from Nkandla, 10, maybe 100 students would learn from that money. So yeah.
And I feel like situations are getting quite bad and they're getting worse, because I know CPT in Bellville, hot mess. Like it's students are being chased out of res. They've demolished the cafeteria, the shops that are on campus. So I feel like with the way things are going right now, we probably even won't have a place to sleep with the way the things are going at CPT actually, or because we just want fees to fall and Blade is just not giving us any answers. So things are getting pretty bad, and how bad are things gonna get till Blade eventually gives us an answer? Like, how many people are gonna get hurt till Blade gives us an answer?
They've been promising to meet us and to tell us what they have, but nothing has been happening. And I think I said to her earlier on that I think we'll end up settling for the 6% that they put on the table, because at the end of the day we can't come here marching and protesting each and every day. Like we'll end up settling.
Delaying the money that we pay each and every time. Where does the money go? I think the government is just milking our money and then eating it on some things, their own personal things. They don't care about us. They only care for themselves.
If they cared about us, they could have, even like the president, if he was there, I'm sure he was there also, he could have done something.
They always say free education, but there's no free education.
And the most sad thing is that it's how they present education to the public, that if you want to study, you can be whatever you want to be. There are funds for everything. But then come to varsity, nothing. Do you get it? We struggle. We struggle so hard, so much that you even want to drop out at school, because like for instance, I matriculated in 2011, and then 2012 I couldn't get in varsity because they said it was full. So that year I didn't study, and I passed with a bachelor's. So do you get it? Whether you have it or you don't have it, it's still the same.
Yesterday at Parliament, we were there from like 11 o'clock in the morning, if it wasn't earlier. We were there from like 11 o'clock. We started protesting the whole time, and no one even came to us and started talking to us, or anyone was paying attention or what. Around about 4 in the afternoon, when the students moved to the other gate, because we heard that there was a mini budget speech somewhere around that gate, we moved around to go to that side. And only then were people only looking out the windows, taking pictures. No one's coming out to talk to the students or anything, but everyone is out there taking pictures. And I feel that the other leaders of other political parties are also coming into this thing now. Once the students turned violent, only then did Mr. Nzimande came out and trying to address the students. And at that point, who wants to listen to you? Because I'm tired, frustrated, I've been talking all day, I've been standing in the sun, I've been singing the whole time. Do you really think I'm going to listen to what you have to say after being so tired and after the whole day standing there and protesting and everything?
I don't blame the police that much, because at the same, like they were doing their job. I feel like they were doing their job, because at first when we were there, they were just standing. They didn't do anything to us. But the moment that the students were violent and they were trying to trespass to get into Parliament, that's when they reacted. So I feel like they were doing their job. They had to do that because it was us. We started it.
I also feel like they were doing their job, and those police also have children in the CPUT or whatever. But they were doing their job, and the students were also angry that time, and they had to act.
Okay, it's fine. They were doing their job, but again, You can't just shoot students who are expressing their feelings. You can't, there are many cases in South Africa that required such energy that they shot the students who are expressing their feelings. I don't know whether I should mention some or what, but it was in a point very unnecessary, because for Oscar Pretorius, who killed his girlfriend, there were not so many police, but all of a sudden, students who are fighting for their rights, there are so many police. I even said to some of the police that at the location, someone is getting hijacked there. How about you guys go there? Leave us alone. We won't do anything. We just expressing our views.
We are students. We are unarmed. We are not there to shoot. We are not there to kill. We just want to get the message across. We want to speak to the big dogs so that they will get our message. We're not there to hurt anyone. We're not there to harm. Even if the first thing, if during the morning, I feel like if someone gave us any attention during the morning, the time we got there, and if we got the help that we needed that time, I think that there will be no need for students wanting to get into Parliament by force, because we were there from 11 o'clock. Until 4 o'clock is when the violence started. The violence started around past 4 to 5. That's when the students were starting to get violent. Because we were there from 11, and if we got help like the first thing in the morning, or not even first thing, we didn't need them to just leave their stuff and come and help the students. They could finish their duties and everything. But from 10 to 11, from 11 to 4 o'clock, it's a long time. So I think somewhere around in that, during those hours, they could someone just get 10 minutes and address the students. Because the students were already frustrated at that time. That's why they were entering Parliament by force. And there were a lot of ways that the police could have dealt with it than just like shooting off the students. Okay, I understand that there are a lot of students.
Like what?
But like the police could have kept the students out, as they were doing before.
If we can, like, these old people sitting there in Parliament can just move and give us a chance to make a change. And for my kids as well, I want them to go to university and everything is well, and So if something can be changed there in Parliament, and we move all this, it's not a place for retirement, that Parliament.
Education has to be number one, and I would like us to change the system of this country. I think it's more focused on the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer.
We can change it, but we can't do it alone. We will need someone from the inside to help us. And at the moment, as I'm looking at things, it's like no one is prepared to listen without getting anything out of it. Because even like now, the other politicians coming, trying to help us, they also want to get something out of it.
Yes.
They are not there for the students. They are there for the students, so that students will do something for them in return.
There in Parliament, we need young people.
Young man.
Like, I can't talk about Malema because he won't make any change. It's all about violence to him and to be rude. But if we can get people who've got a vision for our country to make a change, young people, not old people.
We've undoubtedly made a mark. Whether it takes how long, but I do honestly believe eventually we will change it. We've made a mark.
My dream is to see children succeed the same way that we want to succeed.
My dream is to be a courageous teacher.
My dream is to become a phenomenal teacher that makes a difference in a child's life.
My dream is to become a great teacher.
My dream is to just make a difference in every child's life.
My dream is to become that inner voice of a child.
My dream is to become an entrepreneur.
You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.